Red for danger, billions wiped off shares as stocks plummet.
It was the worst financial crisis in living memory.
Masters no more. The Lehman Brothers bank collapsed.
We're still counting the cost in the UK, yet very few people understand what went wrong.
This is a once-in-a-half-century, probably once-in-a-century type of event.
The Big Short is a film which tackles not just the hubris and greed that inflated an American property bubble, but explains the complex debt instruments that brought down some of the biggest names in finance, and very nearly the collapse of the entire global system. Steve Carell plays a highly strung hedge fund manager.
And everyone's walking around like they're in a damn Enya video.
Who's the moral compass of the film.
I love my job.
You hate your job.
I love my job.
You're miserable.
Hey, hey, hey. No, my cab. That's my cab. That's my cab. That is my cab. I'll call you later.
The story follows the very few players who understood the crisis brewing and how to make obscene amounts of money out of it, making his character a difficult hero to identify with.
They're seeking the truth. So in that way, they are heroes. They want to know what's going on. They're outraged by what's going on. But at the same time, they stand to make fortunes. And that moral ambiguity doesn't keep them from proceeding.
The film doesn't shy from detail. In fact, it embraces off-putting terms like collateralized debt obligations, safe mortgages bundled with risky ones. And if enough loans go bad, the whole lot collapses.
You're saying that at 8% the bonds fail and we are already at 4%?
That's right.
If they go to 8, it's Armageddon.
A's, 0. B's, 0. Double B's, 0. Triple B's, 0. And then that happens.
What is that?
That's America's housing market.
The crisis that followed had a personal impact on the director of the film.
I actually had a very close family member who lost their home. We all had friends who lost jobs. It affected people in ways they're not even really totally aware of.
I think the timing of this film is interesting as well, because 2007, 2008, for many of us, it's actually a fading memory, that the regulators seem to be easing back on regulation. Is that a worry?
Well, in the States, certainly that's happened. There's now a movement to pull back a lot of the reforms that came from Dodd-Frank. And I think a lot of people think that the crisis was just over with in 2008, and they don't realize the effects are still going on.
What's shocking is to remember that this film isn't just drama, it's largely true. The Big Short goes some way to help us understand how it happened and why it must never happen again. Richard Edgar, News at 10.